Obviously, this is a course I'm very familiar with. Been a member here for the last 10, 12 years and played here my time during Northwestern. And obviously, it's never set up tournament conditions, but certainly have a lot more familiarity than most of the players who probably are seeing it for the first time today. And hopefully that's an advantage for me. I certainly need a big week, and looking forward to being the semi-host, I suppose, this week. And it's nice to see this tournament come here, BMW. I've watched the progression of how this event has been put up in the last couple of months, and it's pretty amazing to see it go from nothing to what it is now. And it's good to have it here at a course that's very fun for me. I'm not sure who owns it now. Probably there was some amateurs from the Walker Cup. One of the guys went low, but I held it before they made a couple changes. Who proofed it? Who proofed it? They Luke proofed it. Yeah, they added some length, and no, it's not a very. It doesn't play that long, this course, but certainly they made some good changes over the last couple of years, and even asked my opinion, which was nice of them.
Luke, what's the toughest hole and the easiest hole on this course for you?
Well, the course is going to play different, I think, come Thursday. I think we're in a hot spell right now. It's going to be a record high today this year. The wind's blowing kind of out the south and west, and the course kind of plays pretty short when the wind's that way. I think it's going to switch, make it a little bit more difficult. It's not a difficult golf course, but I think when the wind comes out the east and the north, which it could well do, come the tournament day, it's going to play a little tougher. 4, 5, 6 are a good stretch of holes. I think 5 will probably play the toughest hole of the week. The easiest, that's a tough one. 15 is going to be a fun hole. It's a drivable par 4. They're going to set it up to tempt guys to drive it, and you should be able to see a lot of birdies on that one.
Luke, how do you draw the line between being host and player?
I'm not really the host, especially if people don't like the golf course. I'm definitely not the host, but I certainly, talked with the tour leading up to this event, and they wanted their opinions on some courses around this, and I tried to steer them towards this course, obviously selfishly because I know it very well, and I think it's a good place to have a tournament. Other than just given some opinions on the golf course that the players have been asking me, there aren't too many roles that I need to perform this week.
Let's go Todd and then Doug up here.
Hey Luke, to follow up on that, how many players have asked your opinion on how to play this golf course, and how much are you revealing?
Well, a handful have asked me what it's like, and it's very hard to describe in detail to someone what it's like. You've got to go out and then play it. But I told them that it doesn't play overly long. It's going to offer up some birdies. There's a lot of wedges into some of these holes, but just trying to give them a little bit of a brief kind of oversight of what it's like without giving too much away. I think I could say as much as I like. I don't think it's going to make a difference. The pros are going to make up their mind over the next couple of days playing it and figuring it out themselves. And obviously, I have a little bit of advantage. I haven't played this course many times, but hopefully that advantage will be more on the greens, and that's what I'll need to do this week, to be successful on the greens. And obviously, I think they're reasonably subtle. Some have some decent breaks. The putting green today was 1.5 to 2 feet faster than what I had all last week, so it's changing even for me. Pinnacle of the game not too long ago, and it's now 54th on the FedEx Cup. It's been disappointing. It's been very hard this year. It's been frustrating at times, and I've had to make some tough decisions in terms of changing swing coach, and it's been a bit of a distraction because of some of those things. But I feel pretty good about where things are headed, and I'm excited about the future. This year, it's not, you know, I still have time to rescue it. I'm going to have to do that this week. And that's the beauty of the FedEx Cup. It takes one good week to kind of rescue a year. And I certainly have that opportunity this week, and I have a great opportunity to do that. But it's certainly been a frustrating year, but it's not something, again, I've made these tough decisions, I've made some changes, and I'm excited about what the future will hold. I kind of a light went off in my head when I played with Justin on Sunday at the US Open, and you know, I was just very impressed with his ball striking, and I felt like major championships, if you want to win them and be consistent and have chances to win them, you know, there's a little bit more of a premium on tee to green at majors than most weeks. Doesn't matter how good you are at short game, if you're not hitting enough fairways and not hitting enough greens at majors, you just can't win them. And you know, I just feel like I needed to get a little bit more consistency in my game. I had a little bit of an old-fashioned swing where I use my hands a bit too much and not rely on just the bigger muscles, which is what Chuck's trying to get me to do in my swing now. So hopefully those changes will lead to some more consistency tee to green, and I can continue to be good around the greens, and just make me a better player. No, I really hadn't given it a thought who I would change to until after the Open Championship. You know, I was very impressed with Sean's guys and how they strike the ball. You know, Hunter, Tiger, obviously, Justin. You know, those guys hit a lot of quality shots, and so I talked to Sean briefly about the possibility of working together and just to get his thoughts, and you know, and he came back to me with a very honest answer that he didn't think, considering what he had on his plate, that he could give me 100% of the commitment I needed. And I worked pretty hard. I told him I wanted to work hard and I wanted to put in a lot of time, and he was worried that having a young family and all the responsibility he has, that he wouldn't be able to give me that 100% commitment. And I totally understand that. You know, he's a young family, I have a young family, it takes a lot of time, and he is very dedicated to his game. And you know, he mentioned Chuck, who's been a bit of a mentor to him over the years, and so I met with Chuck, talked with him at Firestone, and we started working at the PGA for the first time, and you know, so far I really have enjoyed what we've been working on. They're pretty different. It's pretty different in a way, yeah. It's gonna, you know, I'm a quick learner though, and I think I should be able to get most of it down by the end of the year. But you know, it's taking time. It will take some time. You know, with Pat, it was a little bit more lateral movement and a little bit more flip with my hands, and now I'm really trying to get the club a little bit deeper and use a bit more turn with my bigger muscles. Just take the flip out of it. So I'm hopefully going to be a bit more consistent tee to green and be able to control the trajectory and the line as well. So that's the goal, and so far I'm seeing results. I think it will take some time, but I feel like I'm taking it on board pretty quickly.
Luke, you've been part of the Conway Farms process ever since they first asked you about could we have an event here. Can you talk about going through that process and what it's like that the finally tournament week has arrived after all this time?
Yeah, as I said, it's been fun to see you know, all the tents and everything that's gone into this tournament. I think most of us players, we rock up on Monday or Tuesday and just think it's just been put up the week before, and that's not kind of the case. You know, it's a 2, 3 month, 4 month process of, you know, organisation, and it's a big deal, and we're very fortunate as players. And I think just seeing it firsthand being built up gave me more of an appreciation for how lucky we are, and what great tournaments we play and what sponsors you go through to, you know, put on a great event for us. So it's been fun just talking to, you know, the guys involved at BMW, the guys involved in the tour about the course, any kind of changes they were looking for. and you know, it's nice to have an opinion. I'm not sure if they listen to me or not, but they certainly asked my opinion, and it's nice to see it finally come here. I'm looking forward to this week, and hopefully it'll be a good week.
Look, how tough was it to tell Pat that you were going to look elsewhere? You've been with him a long time.
Very tough, you know, outside of probably telling my brother that I didn't want him to caddy for me anymore. It was probably the second toughest decision I had to make on a golf course. You know. Pat, I had a lot of success with Pat, and we got to #1, and certainly would never take anything away from what we did together. But you know, as a feeling, as a player, you always know what you feel inside, and I want to just feel a little bit more in control of my ball when I'm over it, and hopefully the switch to Chuck that will come about. But you know, I continue to have Pat as a mentor and have him work on my short game. I think he's one of the best short game coaches in the world, and obviously he's proven that with me. And you know, it was a tough decision. He understood it perfectly. He's always wanted me to be as good as I can be, and you know, make those decisions that I think will make that difference in my career. And you know, it's just one of those things that was very tough, but I felt like I had to do. I felt like if I didn't at least try something different, I would have regrets that I didn't at least try.